Interstellar is about Cooper, played by Matthew McConaughey, who lives on this very dust ball-like Earth. It's not as good as it used to be. Food is running low, and when he's offered to go find other planets by Michael Caine after stumbling upon NASA base by finding some coordinates that would be explained later on in the movie, he travels off into space using a black hole to find other worlds that might be inhabitable for our people. Now, I heard some really mixed things about Interstellar. Some people said it was a masterpiece. Some people said it was terrible. Some people said it's okay. And I was really hyped to see this movie. It's directed by Christopher Nolan, and the only Christopher Nolan films I've seen are the Dark Knight trilogy. I have not seen Inception, or The Prestige, or Memento, Insomnia, or any others he's made. I'm sure I'll get to them eventually. So I was just sitting in the theater for Interstellar, and I was waiting. I was so hyped for it. I knew that somehow this is going to be really, really good. But it's not perfect. It's not a grand masterpiece. This should win Best Picture or the Oscars have failed. But it's not terrible either. Let's get with the positives. Matthew McConaughey does a great job in this movie. Ever since Dallas Buyers Club, he's proven that he can really act, and this movie really shows it. And it's good to see him under the work of Christopher Nolan. And the little girl who played Murph, Mackenzie Foy, she was pretty good. She was very small, but then Jessica Chastain comes in, the role kind of expanded, and she was also really good. Jessica Chastain, I think she was nominated for an Oscar? Or was that Euroviewers Awards? I don't know. Casey Affleck, the brother of Ben Affleck, is in the movie, and he does a fine job. I know some people might complain about the weird accent he has. It's kind of... Look up Casey Affleck talking or something on YouTube. You'll know what I'm talking about. But he did a good job in this movie. And Michael Caine does a great job as well. He's always great. Michael Caine is awesome. And Topher Grace is in this movie. Eric Foreman from That 70s Show is in this movie. I did not expect that. But there was one other person that I did not expect that I won't spoil if you don't know. But, it was kind of a shock. And he was good as well, but some things about his character that I'll get to in a moment. The visuals in this movie are so good. Like, space looks awesome. And Gravity, last year, I thought that represented space very well. And I would say these two movies are tied, but Interstellar has something Gravity does not. The black hole. Dude, that black hole looks amazing. And when you go through it, when you see it in the trailer, when they start to go through it, it looks wonderful. The CGI, especially for two little robots, Tars and Case, and by the way, they were also really good. They look great also. The movie is visually great. The planets, even though they don't really stand out, it's very similar to Earth kind of stuff. I thought it looked fine. And this movie has a really interesting concept. Like, when you originally look at it, you're like, this could be a great movie. And I think in some ways it achieves in that. But then there are some flaws to the movie as well. This movie does not deserve to be 3 hours long. Let's just get that out of the way. And this is what I told myself. Like, okay, this movie is almost 3 hours long, but it's not as bad as Transformers 4, right? And I was right. But just like Transformers 4, some things could have been cut out. And what is up with the music? Like, all of a sudden you hear the characters talking, then this very loud, like, organ starts to play, then their dialogue starts to kind of go down a bit. And then when the organ stops playing, it starts to rise again. What was up with that? Come on, Nolan? Guy had to, like what? I had to do, like, this to the screen, because I could barely understand what they were saying, especially when one character starts to pass on, if you will. That character started saying something, but you couldn't understand it. Not only was it kind of speak, but the music. Okay, what was up with the music? And the character that's played by the actor that I will not spoil. At first I liked him, but then he started monologuing a lot, and surprise, surprise, this twist happens. And the ending of this movie, I will say, didn't really like it. I think there's one part of the ending that I did like, and if they put that along with what I think should have been the ending and mix that into a new way, then that would have been good. But the rest of it just didn't feel like it was absolutely necessary. But Interstellar, it's a good movie, okay? The acting was good, the CGI was great, it's amazing to see. Go see it in IMAX, I did not, but I really wish I did, because this movie looks beautiful. And it's got a great great concept as well, but it does not deserve to be 3 hours. That organ needs to go away forever, lock it in a closet, forget about it for the end of time, and the ending, and that character, bleh. But I think that it is a good movie, and lots of people might have to go see again to get things clear. I might have to do it again, or maybe just watch some explain video on the internet. But I'm gonna give Interstellar a B+. I think that if you really like science fiction, you might like this one, and if you really like to overthink some stuff, you'll probably really love this movie. But if you are not a fan of Christopher Nolan's other work, I guess that's how you can relate to this, then most likely won't like it. So what did you think of Interstellar? Leave it in the comments below, and I would like to remind you that I might be able to see Fury today. Today's Veterans Day, so maybe I'll have a review for Fury later. And as always, thank you guys for watching. Make sure to subscribe. I'm Jackson Fulcher. See you guys next time.